line ho uyu line lelo mwana mene mwana wanzeru line ho
uyu line lelo mwana mene mwana wanzeru ukacha mama wa amatengazaje kusesa pakomo pamaivaje
ukacha mama
early morning
amatengazaje
kusesa pakomo pamaivaje
magolo aline amuyamikira
akuti line lelo mwana mene mwana wanzeru
magolo aline amuyamikira
akuti line lelo mwana mene mwana wanzeru line ho uyu line lelo mwana mene mwana wanzeru line ho uyu line lelo mwana mene mwana wanzeru
agire gogo wana madingo yamuyamikira kuti na madingo mwana mene mwana wanzeru agire gogo wana madingo yamuyamikira
kuti na madingo mwana mene
mwana wanzeru
simuku na mako
talizina
ni malota ine bambo wanga tandisi
ndasalandeka talizina
ni malota ine bambo wanga tamwalira
ndasalandeka gondo mama gondo une mama mwe gondo mama chalamanda
tafera moenda we gondo mama gondo une mama mwe gondo mama chalamanda utafera moenda we Adonanic shipping and logistics. We export household item lorishirishi. Personal effect, clothing, food and stuffs. Latin Nigeria, Wolu America. Chicago shipping and logistics babani. Oúnjẹ láti Áfíríkà lóríṣiríṣi. Dry meat, dry fish, báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ sí? We export goods, Latin America, one Niger. Ìròyìn ò tá fojú bẹ̀yìn ta Amẹ́ríkà. Ẹ̀yin ti New York, ẹ̀yin ti New Jersey. Ẹ kàn sí Journalic lórí email address. Nika Coca 27. Àti Àgùntàn Journalic Logistics babani.
Bó ṣe máa jẹ́ nìyẹn, ẹ̀yin ti New Jersey, ẹ kàn sí wa ní Prince Street, Newark, New Jersey, USA. tàbí kẹ́pẹ́ wá sórí +19 0820558663 nílùú Èkó ń bí. Àdírẹ́sì wa ní nọ́mbà 20 Ẹ̀kọ̀rọ̀ road Old Ọ̀tà road Abúlé Ẹ̀gbá Lagos. Ẹ pè Jùmọ̀kẹ́ sórí +234 813 099 0915 tàbí Múyìwá sórí +234 814 659 1874 at Journalic. Ọ̀gá nìkan láwùjọ òkúta.
Yesterday, of course, the limit on attendances at outdoor public events was lifted. The remaining statutory measures introduced in response to Omicron are as follows: limits on attendance at indoor public events, the requirement for 1 metre physical distancing between different groups in indoor public places, the requirement for table service in hospitality premises serving alcohol on the premises, and the closure of nightclubs. Given the improving situation, and as I said last week, we hoped to be able to do, I can confirm today that all of these measures will be lifted from next Monday, 24th January. We will also, from Monday, remove the guidance advising adults against non-professional indoor contact sports so that these can resume as normal. And from Monday, we will also lift the guidance asking people to stick to a 3-household limit on indoor gatherings. However, it is important, I think, to stress this point. Notwithstanding the improving situation, the level of COVID infection circulating in the community is still high. So to minimise the risk of getting the virus, it would be sensible for all of us to remain cautious in our social interactions at this stage. Even though from Monday we will no longer recommend a fixed upper limit on numbers of households, if we all continue to keep gatherings as small as our circumstances allow for now, I would suggest until the end of this month, we will reduce our chances of getting infected.
AC12 interview by Superintendent Hastings, DI Fleming, DI Arnold. On screen, item reference LBD1. LBD1 is an email sent by your Principal Private Secretary, Martin Reynolds, inviting more than 100 Downing Street staff to attend a party on the evening of May 20th, 2020.
All that is subject for an interview, for an investigation by Sue Gray.
We've investigated it, and the facts are plain for everyone to see.
On May 20th, 2020, the whole country was in lockdown.
Only an hour before the party began, Oliver Dowden, your Culture Secretary, made a statement reminding the public of COVID regulations.
People were only permitted to meet with one person outside the household in an outdoor, public place, provided that they stayed 2 metres apart.
Sir, a gathering like the one described in LBD1 would have been a breach of the health protection regulations in operation at the time, as well you know.
All the evidence I can see is that people have stayed within the rules. If that turns out not to be the case, and people wish to bring allegations to my attention or to the police or whoever, then of course there will be a proper sanction.
I can assure you, people have brought it to the attention of the police. Sir, did you breach said health protection regulations?
All of that, as you know, is the subject of a proper investigation by Sue Gray.
During lockdown, people had to cancel their weddings.
They were kept from visiting sick relatives.
People couldn't gather to bury their loved ones.
Families were separated. People were making incredible sacrifices.
But not you. Oh no. You partied.
The rest of the country were following the rules.
Your rules.
Doing their bit. doing their duty.
It wasn't just a case of one rule for us and another for them. It was more like no rules for us.
I want to apologise.
The only thing you're sorry about is you got caught.
I believed implicitly that this was a work event. It could be said technically to fall within the guidance.
A work event? Do you often have work meetings where everyone's told to bring their own booze?
With hindsight, I should have sent everyone back inside.
You broke the law. It's you who should be inside.
I have satisfied myself that the guidelines were followed at all times.
And we're satisfied you knowingly and intentionally flouted the rules because you believe you're above the law. Well, fella, you've got another thing coming, believe you me. Because there are rules. The rules that bind us as a society and as a people.
Fairness.
Decency.
Integrity.
The party's over.
Those were people at work. Those were meetings of people at work talking about...
Mother of God, you must think we were born yesterday, fella. Your corruption was mistaken for incompetence. If you have got one shred of compassion for all those families who sacrificed so much, who lost so much, you'll go and let them have done with you.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
èrò tíra dé ìwé ẹ bá mi kí bàbá mi. ààrẹ afẹ́ babalọ́lá aláṣẹ Agboa yunifásitì ládó èkìtì. olówó orí ọkọ yìí ààrẹ mo dúpẹ́ ọlá. àná wa lọ́wọ́ má dẹ̀wọ̀ má dẹ̀tọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́rẹ́ ló. afẹ́ṣe gbígbọ́ lọ́rọ̀ mi ìgbẹ́ni bá jẹ́ yẹ kójú ó tì. bíbá kan tí ò dúpẹ́ orí ajẹ́gbẹ̀mí yabara bóore jẹ́. èjìká tí ò dá ṣe jábọ́ ló jẹ́. yàtọ̀ sí bó jẹ́ bàbá fún mi lẹ́sìtì ẹ̀ bá mi ni. àjùmọ̀bí òkan tànú ẹni ọlọ́run bá rán sí mi níṣe ni lóore. ó jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ orí kíkọ ó jẹ́ kó rọ mí lọ́rùn gidi gan ni. ó gbé mi láti nothing ó sọ mí di something. láti zero ó sọ mí di hero. gẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ láti local ó fi mí sí international. ó wá dẹni tó gbayì láwùjọ mo dúpẹ́ tèmi. ó ṣoríire ọlọ́run kì í sọ kalẹ̀. èèyàn lálò tá a ràn ní lọ́wọ́. ẹlẹ́dàá mi dùgbàdùgbà tó gbágẹ́lì tèmi fún mi. nọ́mbà wà ṣá ló jẹ́ nínú áńgẹ́lì tọ́lọ́ rán sí mi. ààrẹ ṣe fọ́mọdé ó ṣe fàgbàlagbà. bá sunkún lọ bá fẹ́ ó ti ṣú ẹ̀rín wa bá jáde. haúsá jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ ìgbò jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ òyìnbó jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ àwọn aláwọ̀ funfun. igi àràbàṣà ló jẹ́ ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú gbogbo wa. mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ní kó má ṣe lọ yan oníṣẹ́rú ẹ̀ kó má má pẹ́ láyé. ìjì tó tọ́ ìgbẹ́ nígbó ẹ̀jẹ̀ mẹ́sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ a jẹ́ pé òwúlò ni. afẹ́yìn ó tọ́ ó dẹ̀ pẹ́ nígbó kọ́lọ́mbà àdábàbá sí fún ẹ ìgbọ́dún ọdún kan. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ bàbí ààrẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. afẹ́ babalọ́lá aláṣẹ Agboa yunifásitì ládó èkìtì. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. ọmọ wọn ládó òwúyí òwúyí abẹ́gbẹ̀rún ọ̀nà ẹlẹ́sọ̀rọ̀. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. amágàlà sábẹ́ aṣọ jẹ́ bàbí ọpẹ́ ló yẹ o. ọpẹ́ ńláńlá. ọmọ wọn ní lọ́tí lódò Adó Èkìtì.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
ọmọ ọlọ́pẹ̀ kékeré bíbí ṣẹ́gun wẹ̀lẹ̀ ìlọ́tí lẹ́yìn ògbó.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
àyìnlágbà bàbá ká má mà ní ti yeye ilé mọ́dà bí.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
ilẹ̀ pásítọ̀ gbogbo ọlá bàbá mi.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
pásítọ̀ dúpẹ́ ṣe dúpọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ bí sátìsálẹ̀ lẹ́sàn.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
ilé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi táyé lórí kó máa dúpẹ́ tèmi.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
màmá mi ààrẹ mo dúpẹ́ ọlá abiyamọ gbọjà gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
ẹ̀yin abiyamọ ayé abiyamọ ọ̀rú ẹ bá ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ààrẹ Àfẹ́ Babalọ́lá.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
gbogbo fans Jẹ́gẹ́dẹ́ Ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ ó máa ra bọ̀ ní dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
ó ṣe púpọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ bí ìbígbà dúpẹ́ orí.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
appreciation
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ. ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ.
ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o fami ọpẹ́ máa ló yẹ o. Thank